it's all fake, isn't it? Money, stocks, politics, politicians, relationships, food, school system, relationships, people enjoying their work, enjoying their lives. It's all fake. It's just, I don't even know what's real in our lives anymore. It's a bit scary if you think about this. But I am one of the most positive people you will ever meet. And since you're on my channel, you can call yourself my colleague. I'm not here to tell you about doom and gloom, but I do think things will go down soon. I don't think there is any more time for us to try and pretend. It's not we don't even pretend anymore. Have you noticed that? Politicians, they don't even pretend anymore. They just say like whatever. Yeah, it's fake. So what? What are you gonna do about this? And when I see this, when I see that kind of behavior, it for me is a red flag. It tells me that things will go down. We reach to a point of self-medicating ourselves into believing that it's all good. But I got two news for you. The bad news is we can all feel it. Am I not right? Everybody, the anxiety is through the roof. Fear, the sadness, the lack of purpose, even especially maybe amongst young people is staggering. And I see it everywhere. People don't want to work anymore. People don't want to do things anymore. It's hard to motivate anyone to do anything. Now, there's a good news in it. That means people who see it and people who dare to make some things differently can achieve the biggest success, the biggest breakthroughs in their whole lives. You see, I went through a similar process between 2020 and 2023 in the pandemic times. That was the time when I made most money and I've made some of the best business deals ever. And it changed my life. It changed everyone's life. But I was one of the very few whose lives been changed for better. Now, would I want to repeat the same thing? No. If I could choose not to, don't go for the whole world, not to go through what we went, and not to be successful, I would rather take my success and let's have no more life. But I could not make that choice. And we rarely have any choices to make in terms of how the world goes and politics and what happens next. So the best we can really do is to look after ourselves, do the best we can for ourselves, and then we affect people around us most, be it family or friends. That's how you change the world, not by changing the world itself, but by changing your own life and then people around you. So you see, we have now times ahead, and I believe this is not far from where we are now. It can happen anytime, really. I really believe so, where people will collectively lose their minds because of what's coming. I don't know which domino will go down first, but when it happens, it will spread across like a fire. You see, if you can see people living in fear and the anxious, not knowing what to do next, in the times like now where there's a relative peace and prosperity, when you think about what happens with the same people when things go bad, that's when you can start worrying. I think as long as we can acknowledge that the things will get bad, this is a great start. This is, it's like with people who've got addictions, they need to accept it and acknowledge in front of themselves or maybe their family that they have a problem. I think this is the time for us, people like myself, like you guys, entrepreneurs, who have to need to accept that things are about to get bad. If we accept it, only then we can open our eyes for potential and opportunities around us, because they will come. With the chaos, fear and anxiety and uncertainty, there's a loads of opportunities always. And it's not necessarily nice. It's not that I want it to be this way, but again, that's something out of my control, out of your control. And you are, if you know about this, if you can see that things might go this way, you have obligation for yourself, for your family, to actually take advantage of it and do your best. So let's start with not fearing, okay? Let's forget about fear. Fear, there's no place in fear or for fear in our lives. It's very powerful. Let's not be afraid. You know, when you see a crowd behaving a certain way, the best way to take advantage of it is to do the opposite. You probably also know that when there is a fire in the building, the most casualties happens when there's a panic. People are trying to run to the gate, to the door. They often getting hurt most. You know, when people tell you not to watch media and TV, and I don't do it on my daily basis every day, but when it comes to events like this, watching TV and the news is great. Not to take information about what to do next with your life. That's a terrible idea. Do not do it. That's exactly the opposite of what you should do. But it's to understand what the crowd is going to do. When things will start going down, you will have a lot of fear mongering in the media. And if you watch it closely and understand what they're telling you, you will be able to predict the future movement of the crowd. And the crowd behaves irrationally, dangerously, and they will do whatever they think is best for them. You know, in the pandemic times, there was one particular business I read somewhere on internet case when they were just designed a specific tool for pressing buttons and opening doors without touching the handle and buttons. So you go to the elevator or to lift, and rather than pressing button the floor you want to go up to, you had this special tool which was basically poking like, and they sold thousands of those devices for like 50 quid or $50, and they made a killing. And they were allowed to do it because they were watching people behaving in a specific way. They knew there was a fear of touching things, so they had to provide a tool for which people would not be afraid to touch anything. That's the exactly reason you should be watching everyone when they all start running left and right. Whatever that is, financial collapse, conflict, whatever that is, unless you're in danger, of course. But if you're not in danger, calm down, step back and just watch news, watch people, listen, and the thing will come up to you. You remember like in 2020, 2023, when it all started, I was spending days, I was taking my car to the next local town, a bigger town, and I was sitting in the car, watching people, just watching what they do. Everybody was in fear. We were told not to go out, not to do things. So I was sitting in my car thinking, what are they going to do next? Where is the fear? What is the big thing people want and need, and can I provide it? And it obviously was from, maybe I can start providing masks or other things, but that was quite an obvious choice, and all the biggest players got into it. But when I realized that one of the biggest things was people wanted to go out for holiday, and they had to be tested in order to be allowed to fly. I realized this is it. Everybody wants it, right? Especially after staying home for so long. You will pay any money just to get yourself and your family out to get some sun in, Spain or Canary Islands or Caribbean or something, right? That is exactly it. And that's what you should be looking for when things come down or will start coming down. It will take a long time. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to be like implosion and it's just suddenly like we're all dead or homeless or something. But the empire is crumbling, especially Europe and America. As things are changing, and with a change, there's a lot of opportunity. If you can stay calm and watch people's behavior, you will be exposed to many opportunities. It will be up to you to actually grab it. By the way, if you see anything like this, if you've got any questions, get in touch with me either under this video or when things happen. You're more than welcome to follow me on my X profile. I have a community it's called Non-Native Entrepreneur Community for just that, for people like us thinking and maybe trying to figure out the next big idea, okay? So this is key. Like if you understand this, then you will not be afraid. You will not fear what's coming. You will be just prepared mentally. You will be the guy standing next on the side, watching everybody running, in circles left and right and just losing their minds. And I wish it wouldn't be this way, but I know I've seen it many times. We know this is how it's going to end. So don't worry about things which are out of your control, the conflicts, poverty, financial collapse. If it happens, and it will happen, take advantage of it. Take things you can control in your own hands and make best of it, because that's where you change your life forever. Literally, it can change your life in a week or month when you just pull the right push the right button at the right time, or pull the plug in the right time. That's it. That's what it takes. So guys, don't despair. Don't be afraid, but keep your eyes open because things are coming. They're coming. I can feel it. Everybody can feel it. This is our intuition. This is our, I don't know, so higher, and I don't know what exactly, but I can sense it in my bones. Everybody can. Ask yourself, ask your friends. They can't name it, but they feel something is not right. Get ready, guys. It's gonna get bumpy, but that's where you change your lives. Either for worse or for better. It's all up to you. That's what you have control over. If you like this video, please give me a like. Consider subscribing to my channel so we can carry on the discussion. We can carry on helping each other. Thank you so much for your time. Thanks for your support. I'll see you soon. Cheers.